Afghanistan take on Australia in Lahore. Joyda, this is a knockout game for Afghanistan and Australia. That points table, lots happening on that points table in Group B.
Absolutely. And if you are an Afghanistan fan, the one thing that you'll be telling yourself, or even the Afghanistan team, you'd say, remember Wankhede. Because, they were so close, and then that, Glenn Maxwell off 1 foot, 1 leg sort of got them through. And they'd be looking at that match, and I think but they must have seen that match 100 times later and wondered, what did we do? How could we not close this match out? So I think it's a great opportunity for them. They're a very good team. I loved the way they played against England. That was, for me, the match of the tournament so far. So they have a lot of pride to play for. And let's be honest, I agree that Australia got across the line against England. But if you look at this, this is not the strongest Australian ODI team you will come across. You have a team whose bowling is not great. Somebody you can score runs off. Their batting, they got them through last time, but I think Afghanistan have better spinners, in fact. And so, this is the perfect storm. It's a perfect opportunity for Afghanistan.
Joyda, we'll talk about Afghanistan. I'm rooting for them from a very, very long time ago. Jonathan Trott said that they will want to go to sleep, celebrate their win, but wake up the next morning saying that, okay, it's Australia that we have to focus on.
Exactly, and it's not really that much time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just 24 hours in between to recover. I mean, if you look at it that way, they're going to come out fast, and I don't think it's bad for them because they have a certain amount of momentum going into this. And if they have to hit, this is their opportunity to, as I said, this Australian team looks a beatable team. It's a different matter that they won their first match, but this Australian team doesn't look like the invincible teams we've seen in the past.
We look at Afghanistan squad. Any changes you think, or don't want to touch a winning combination?
I wouldn't imagine they've played the same team in the earlier game against South Africa as well. It's a team that covers a lot of bases. Luckily for them, Fazal Faruqi came back. He was looking expensive. He came back, bowled all right. Umar Zai is in the form of his life. They've got a fifth seam option in Gulbuddin Naib. Remember, they're playing on the same ground on which they beat England. So I'm certain it'll be on a different pitch. But they understand their ground. They've got 3 quality spin options. And now, because they've got those 3 quality spin options, and because Umar Zai is bowling so well, they can play the extra batter in Naib. And so their batting is down to 8 with Rashid coming at 9. So either Naib or Nabi come at 7 and 8. Rashid at 9. They've got very good batting. So on paper, it's a very well-balanced side. Now, with Australia, the one thing you always have is a fight.
Yes.
You pick any 11 Aussies from anywhere and put them up, you're in a scrap, you're in a fight. So can they overcome that? My gut feel is the toss will be important. Afghanistan, as we discussed yesterday, love putting up a score and then using their bowlers to sort of strangle the opposition. So let's see. I'm not sure Afghanistan are great chasers, but we'll know tomorrow.
With Australia, on paper, they're not the best side because half their side is missing. But the last game was washed out against South Africa. The game against England, of course, a historic record-winning 351, 352 that they got. Any changes? Do you think they might get in an extra spinner?
That's the only thing. I mean, look at it, one of Dwashers might be walking out of this. You could bring a spinner. I think a spinner is but would they play Sangha? I mean, my point is that I don't think, given the basis of one match, you're going to make changes. See, this is the one big thing about this tournament. Normally, in a tournament like this, batters won't change simply because you're not going to give a batter more. Bowlers might change depending on conditions, okay? But I don't think the conditions are going to be that different that you get a Sangha in because they trust Maxwell, okay? They're going to get Zampa to bowl 10 overs anyway. So are you going to get Australia bowling 22, 23 overs of spin? I don't see that.
Not just that. If you get a Sangha in, if you look at that squad again, let's put up that squad again. Tanveer Sangha is not a sort of number 7 batter. Yeah. So if he comes in, as of now, they've got Maxwell batting down at Carey, Inglis, Maxwell, 5, 6, 7. One of them will have to go out to accommodate an extra spinner. But look at what they've got anyway. They've got Dwashewis, Johnson, Ellis. 3 quick bowlers. Ellis bowls very well at the back end, so they've got a death bowler there. As the 5th bowler, they've got Maxwell, they've got Short, they've got Head, and they use Marnus Labuschagne bowling in deep 46, 48. I think he bowled 50 as well.
And he didn't give away too much.
Not too many, except in the 50th when I think Archer hit him for a couple of 6s. So they've got those 4 bowling options from which to get 10 overs. I think they'll go with exactly that. And if Steve Smith gets in amongst the runs, then you're in trouble anyway. So with Australia, you never write them off.
So your players to watch out for tomorrow, then one from each team.
For Afghanistan, it's an easy one because I feel that Cricbuzz is very vital to them. He hasn't really got them the starts. And see, if you see their ODI record over the last year or so, Cricbuzz has been giving them amazing starts. So I thought between Cricbuzz and Omarzai. So last time I thought Omarzai, this time I'll go with Cricbuzz. And for Australia, I think again, Steve Smith is he's the key to their batting. He's the crux of their batting. If he gets up going up front, it'll make a huge difference.
I like to see players who've done very well. How do they do the innings after? So I'm going to be watching that.
Josh Inglis.
No. The Josh Inglis, of course, but Ibrahim Zadran, just to see how he comes back from being in that kind of form. So my player for Afghanistan is Ibrahim Zadran. I was going to say Steve Smith as well, but since he said Steve Smith, if I had his WhatsApp number, I would have just sent a message to Travis Head saying, just imagine you're playing India tomorrow. You're my player to watch out for.
He'll see the blue jersey. I think it's the blue color that...
I don't know what it is.
It's something about that blue color and Travis Head. But I think Noor and Rashid, they've not kind of been where they are usually. For Afghanistan, they'd want Noor and Rashid.
Great batting conditions actually. If you look at Rashid, how often does he go over 60 twice in a row? And Noor Ahmed, who didn't bowl well in the first game, didn't seem like it got his rhythm fully back, and yet he only went at 5 and over against England. But those two, yes, even if the track is gripping a little bit, it'll make a huge difference.